trading floor. So here I am. It is a Tuesday. Market's off a bit. It's down a tad. Definitely have to, it's been moving a bit lower, only because it's been moving up very very strongly for the last, really for the last last few weeks. It's just been kind of on fire. So it's just one of those things that we've seen, definitely some some downward movement. I'm going to try to get some slides up here for you in just a second. I'm logging on as we speak to the slides. Slides, okay. There we go. Bring those up. There we go. And hopefully we can see those right away. I'm going to share my screen here. I was a little bit involved, with the market right before we came on, just doing a trade on a very interesting company. It's a Tesla company. I mean, a Tesla company. I'm in Tesla. It's a company that makes the Taser. Very, very interesting. Wow. And just Arnold. Hey, thanks for coming on. Arnold is hi Jim. Apple just made a few bucks. Excellent. Great for buying that. You're definitely right on time on that. It's an interesting it's an interesting time because it still is going up. I mean, it's really kind of amazing. So let's see if I can show you. Yeah, there we are. As you can see, we're in a confirmed market uptrend, which is very nice. And typically, it's a good time to be heavily invested. Chewy earnings report. I am not in Chewy. Not that I don't like Chewy. It's just that I'm not so sure that I want to be in Chewy because I have a bad kind of an interesting story for you. I many years ago was in the Bay Area and in a lot of the .com companies, and it was a time when there were just a lot of there was just a lot of companies out there, and one of the companies that I worked for a long time ago was a company called Pets.com, and they were in that space. They were in that the pet space, and maybe it's come around, but I'm not a fan really of the space because I do think that there are some issues. I do think there's some issues with it that may make it difficult to be in. But that's just my opinion on Chewy.com. So let's see if I can give you another slide here. For some reason, there we go. All right, and this is the slide on the S&P. This is a slide on the S&P 500. And I think this is important to take a look at the S&P 500 here because I just want to show you on the pointer. I've got the pointer up here. It's moving very nicely, and again, it's backed off a little bit. When the time when this slide was taken, just about 2 hours ago, it was down a little bit, but it's 321, which is amazing because really anything above 310. And I think we're looking to go even higher, which is hard to believe, but that is what the charts are saying. So I also want to show you this psychological indicator that I look at a lot. It's the put to call ratio. And why is this important is this typically will indicate if the market is headed higher or not. In this case, on the put to call ratio, anything above this 1.15 mark, where there's this red line here, that typically tends to pretend a change in direction on the market. As you can see, in March, it spiked way up, and then that was the beginning of the downward motion. And since then, it's moved steadily down, and of course, the market's moved steadily up. So it's at 0.5, which is telling me that, we haven't necessarily seen the end of this rally. I mean, I think this rally is going to go even further because of that put to call ratio. Now, another thing I want to bring up here on the charts is I want to show you the margin debt. Now, typically, the put to call ratio is going to show you, when the market is likely to bottom. Well, the margin debt is likely to show you when it's going to top. And in the case here, the last time we really saw a margin debt above this 55, this 55 was back a long time ago, actually in 2007. And so, again, I mean, it has ticked up a little bit, but we still have a situation where we're not showing a top of the market. And I know this is hard to believe. We were off a little bit today, but I think that based on these indicators, we may still be going higher. And that is pretty incredible when you think about it. I have as I said, I was going to show you a play that I'm making on a company called Axion Enterprise. Now, this is a very interesting stock because this is the stock that makes the Taser, and it's actually a very strong stock. Now, this slide was taken a little bit earlier. I actually placed this trade a little bit before this, and I actually paid a little bit, probably too much for the stock, but I was able to sell the call at a very good price. This stock is a 98 composite rating, and it looks as if it's breaking out of a pattern, and that's always when I like to see them. I've kind of noted this chart. The top of the buy range on this one, I bought this extended, so this is a little bit more speculative trade. I just want to be clear about that. Typically, the best time to buy is when it's in the buy zone from, in this case, 89.53 to 94. I bought it above that, quite considerably above that, based on this cup with handle formation and the strong composite rating, and on the fact that we do have a situation in this country where there probably will be more demand for this kind of product. So I just kind of wanted to give you a recap, and I sent this out on my alerts list. By the way, if you're interested in getting alerts on these trades that I'm making, that is possible. Just go to www.dallastradingfloor.com. Just put your information in there, and it's all free. And this, if everything works out on this trade, hopefully in 10 days I will be $875 richer. Well, we'll see if that's the case. I didn't get quite as much option profit as I liked here. I sold the option for $245. It's a 10-day trade, and basically there's a return on the option of 2.4%. And then if it closes above this 110 price, which I think it might, then I will then I have the potential of making this amount of gain for annualized. Now, it's the total return is only 8.5%, but because it's 10 days, it would equal, if this happened, of 310.3%. So that's kind of an interesting trade to make. And also, that's available on my website. I do have the alerts. I typically send these out. It's a little bit easier to follow this. So let me go back. Oops. Let me go back to the trade here. The trade, basically, it's a 10-day trade. And, again, very, very strong composite rating on this. It's a 98 on the composite rating. And, of course, if everything goes right, you might be $875 richer in 10 days. So I hope you are. I hope I am. Now, I want to show you just a quick list of the funds, of the stocks that the funds are buying. And this is kind of interesting because there tends to be a overweighting right now. The funds typically are taking a rather defensive position in buying basically medical stocks. That's kind of where they're putting their markers down. One of the most prominent stocks in this, and you've probably heard of this company. It's NVO, and it is called Novo Nordisk, and they are one of the largest producers of synthetic and regular insulin in the world. The other one being Lilly, LLY. They're both excellent stocks, but Novo Nordisk is the stock that is owned by 247 different funds. So it's really something that you might want to look at. It's up a little bit today, 0.75%, a bit 0.75, a little bit less than $1 at 64.80. And you definitely want to look at. Also, as you can remember, I recommended on Thursday of last week this stock here. This is an interesting one. Zynex. It's a real stock. I had trouble pronouncing it, but it's been very strong. It's down a little bit today, as you can see. It's down about 12%, but it's a very inexpensive stock at 19.93, and I do think it's going to do very well. It's being acquired by the large biotech funds, and it seems like they're all kind of piling in on this one at 139. So I just wanted to bring those up there. That might be potential trades for everybody here. So let's see if I have something else that I can show you really quick. Well, maybe I can, maybe I can't. All right, there we go. Okay, that's all right. Now let me just show you this. The last of the Mohicans is this French biotech company, Sanofi. It's a very prominent manufacturer of pharmaceuticals in the virology area. It's a little bit less of a composite rating than I typically like. It's only 88 on the composite rating, but it has a fairly good chart. It's up today. Volume is 1 million. It's a little bit down in volume, but it's a very strong stock. 50.92 is the price on that. That's one you might want to watch list on it. It's symbol SNY. So that's the symbol on it. So if you'd like to be part of the alerts, just go to www.dallastradingfloor.com, put your information in, and it's free. And anytime that you want, I'll send out the alerts as I trade them typically. And then if you just want to cancel it at any time, that's fine too, because that's time too. And I have a question here from Arnold. It's about the trade of the day, AAXN. What pattern type gives you that signal? Well, interestingly enough, and it's kind of hard to see it, and I'll move back towards that one, but it is actually a cup with handle. Believe it or not, it's kind of hard to see. It's not a perfect cup with handle, but indeed it is a cup. This is sort of the cup here, as you can see, and then there's a little handle, and it's kind of moving up from that handle. So it's kind of like a cup and handle. So that's the cup with handle pattern. But now typically I bought it a little bit extended. Typically you should only buy this up to 94. I felt that because it was surging, and also because this one has been a strong contender before. You can see it's broken. It's back in March when the downturn started. It was basically trading about this level. It is broken out, and that's why I'm interested in this particular pattern. This is the handle, and this is the cup. So that's kind of the signal that I'm looking at. Also, it's a very strong composite rating at 98. It's got nice volume. As you can see, both in the last 2 days, the volume has been increasing. It's upward volume, and that's above the 40-day moving average. So it's got some very strong breakout type of action there, and that's the reason I'm saying. It also has the proper amount of volume at 1.7. Typically, I like to trade them, have a minimum of 1 million shares trading each day. So there's a nice liquidity there that you can do that. So next question. Oh, that's right. Okay, great. Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you for taking a look. Appreciate that. And I'm going to have some questions from TikTok. Jim, I got into Nikola at 43. Do you think I should take my profits and run? Well, it depends on what your profits are, but let's see if I can get a good number here for you on that. So let me just see if I can give you a good number on that. Well, I should be able to. There we go. So switch back to my other screen, and then hopefully bring up the next tab. Oops. There we go. I'm still getting used to every. There we go. Okay. So that's the slide set there, and I'm just going to go and look at investors and bring that chart up now, hopefully, in just a second. All right. So, and that's, let's see, that what you're interested in. Oops. NKLA. And let me just take a quick look at that chart here and bring that back over. Yeah, there we go. Nikola Corporation. Wow, look at that. Tremendous. Okay, here's the thing about a stock like this, and I'm going to push up the chart here. By the way, I'm showing these charts on Periscope at pscp.tv/Dallas Trading Floor, and also on YouTube at youtube.com/Dallas Trading Floor. This is a live chart of Nikola, and it has a very interesting blow off top, as you can see. Now, let me see if I can increase the size of this chart a little bit so that you can see it. Let me see if I can get that up there. Yeah, there we go. Let's see if I can give you a big chart on that, which is easier to see this. Okay, this is a blow off top. It's got a very strong relative strength line at 99, so it's definitely a performer here. It's moving up extremely fast. I think that if you're in it at 43, I would quickly sell at this time, because I do think that with a pattern like this, it's not going to go down to zero, obviously. Let me see if I can push that up. It's not going to go down to zero, but it is going to be probably. Let me look at the intraday chart here. Yeah, this is moving very, very fast. God, this is in 2 days. Okay, there's some selling action here. I would definitely sell at least I'd sell half my position and take the profits. That's just my take on it based on this chart. So let me see if I can. Yeah, that's what I would do, because I'm seeing a lot of red here, which means it's probably going to start moving down and then adjusting. So you definitely want to be careful on this one. If you have profits, take them, because that's the name of the game, is take your profits when you can, because sometimes they go away. Hey, sir, what do you think about Mist stock and Canaan stock? I don't know what Mist and Canaan is. Hey, thank you, Syed. I really appreciate it. By the way, Syed came up from Houston, visited with me today, and yesterday, and I really appreciate it. And I'm hoping you'll be back. I hope you know he was up here to pick up some people at the airport here in Dallas, and just stop by. By the way, I'm at Dallas Trading Floor is located at Preston and McCallum in North Dallas, and I'm always interested in seeing anybody here. Just try to just try to come between you know, but after about 10 and to about 4:30, and hey, always love to see people here. So that's great. Thanks for putting that out. Thoughts on Microsoft? Let me take a quick look at the chart on Microsoft. I'm just gonna pull up the Microsoft chart here. Let me see if I can give you a good chart on that one. Hold on 1 second. Well, okay. Let's move back here to Microsoft. You know, Microsoft is probably as close to yeah, look at that, 168.99. Yeah, this is really nice. Here's the thing about Microsoft, is one of these just great stocks to own long term. You know, I've been very successful owning Microsoft over the years. I'm currently not in the stock, but the buy point is basically the buy point was basically from 180 to about 185. But I think that, you know, again, it's a 99 composite rating. You know, it's a solid stock in every sense. I mean, you know, and we're before earnings. Earnings are on July 18th, so I think it's pretty strong. We're in this very strong industry group. Yeah, you know, I don't think you can lose on. Well, you never say you can. Never say never, but I think that you know this stock is just you know it, if you want to put some of your stock to work, if you want to put your money to work here, this is one you probably want in your portfolio just because you know it I mean the cloud the earnings it's got it all. Microsoft has it all, and I just think it's a tremendous stock to be in, and I've been in it really since about 64 about 3 years ago, and I've just done very well with Microsoft all the time. So highly recommend it. Even though it's extended at this level, you know, really the buy point is up to about 185. I still think that this is a solid company. It's a solid chart. It's not gonna. You're not gonna. This is not a lottery ticket by any stretch of the imagination. You're not gonna. You know, it's not gonna blow up and make a ton, but it's still just it's a great. You know, it's just a great stock to own. So that's my opinion on it. RTX. Let me look at RTX real quick here. See if I can get a chart on that. RTX. Let's see. And that's Raytheon. Wow. You know what? For sake of full disclosure, I at one time in my illustrious career, I actually worked for Raytheon here in Dallas for a short period of time. I was in the finance office with the tax department, and you know, there you go. Now, here's the thing about Raytheon. You know, it's moving higher. It's always going to, you know, it's going to. There's certain things I don't like about Raytheon. It's not really. You know, it's got a low composite rating. You know, it's not the real leader is L3 Harris, which I think is still a better buy. But you know, again, it's not a bad company. If I had to choose, I would choose LHX. Let me pull that chart up here really quickly and see if I can give you some information on that. Well, hopefully I can. There we go. LHX. That's probably one you want to look at as well if you're not in Raytheon already. Yeah, this is L3 Harris. This is just got a better overall chart. You know, it's got a higher composite rating. It's a little bit down. It's a little bit more expensive. It's it's $208. I do prefer some of these stocks that are basically that are basically stronger. So as opposed to Raytheon, I would you know I would move to a to look at L3 Harris. I think I would. I think if you got a better you've got a better situation there with L3 Harris than you do with Raytheon. But Raytheon is a great company, so you know no problems with it. So let's see. Okay, so let's see. Do I have any other questions? Okay, I'm up 600%. Wow, that is incredible. That is incredible. Hey, you know, you don't fight the tape. You can't argue with success. That's a tremendous number. So you know, keep on trucking. Keep on trucking. Okay, so let's see if I can get another question here. Ah, any comments on work and election? Okay, Slack, which is symbol is WORK, is I think it's really I do think it's a good stock. I was recommending it. I've recommended this one before. I'm currently not in Slack, but I do think it has legs. So let me see. Let me pull up this chart for Slack. WRK is the symbol on that. There we go. And the thing about Slack is there is competition from Microsoft with their Teams, and so unfortunately this chart is a little bit ugly. I wouldn't be a buyer here at this point. Let me see if I can put the chart up here and show you. By the way, these charts are available on my simulcast, which is which is on YouTube and Periscope. Periscope at pscp.tv/Dallas Trading Floor. And as you can see, it just doesn't look good. I mean, it doesn't look good for Slack. It's down today. I would wait until this chart pattern improves before buying. There's been a lot of selling pressure. Let me see if I can give you a bigger chart here on this. Yeah, okay. So let's look at the daily chart here. Yeah, it's definitely, look at that. Yeah, it's gapped down. Here's the thing. It's dropped more than 7%. It's time to get out. You just don't want to risk your capital, because with a situation like this, you're looking at a stock that's probably going to trend lower. If it breaks below the 40-day moving average, which looks like is about 29, I'm afraid it's going to go down even further. You see, definitely lots of selling pressure here. So, here's the thing. If you have losses in this stock, get out now, because I don't think this chart pattern does not pretend well, I'm afraid. I don't think it pretends well, and I think you're probably going to see it move lower. So, even though I do like the company, I don't think you want to be in it. So, that's my opinion. ALXN. Let me see if I can give you a good chart on that. ALXN. ALXN. Now, let's see if I can do that as well. Yeah, this is a much better chart. This is a lot better chart. Yeah, this is a lot better company. Nothing wrong with Slack, but this is just a better chart in general. You can see cup handle, very nice. Even though it is down $3.30, it still has a 98 rating. It's just looking stronger. It's just looking stronger all the way around. So let me see if I can blow that chart up a tad here, so we can kind of really scrutinize it. Here we go. And it'll take a second for it to draw it. There we go. Okay. Yeah. Okay. This chart. Yeah. This is okay. It's got a very strong relative strength at 82. Yeah. This is a much better chart. There was some selling here, but it's back in buying. It's above the 200-day moving average. It's above the 40-day moving average. Check, check. Those are very good signs. It looks as if it's breaking out. This could easily go to 130 based on this chart, easily. So out of those two, I think you got to go with this Alexion as opposed to as opposed to Slack, even though I like Slack. So and I use Slack. So it's not a bad company. But yeah, on work, I would if you're I wouldn't go into the stock. And then on ALXN, I think that might be one that you want to possibly consider. There's other ones too, but just never buy a stock that has a bad chart. Any thoughts on SIN? Okay, cool. Let me look at SIN here real quick. This is let's see. This is a question from a TikTok viewer. SIN. So let me take a quick look at this one. Okay. I'm sorry. Sorry, I apologize. I got the symbol wrong. So let me go back and see if I can get Siri. Come on, baby. Oh, I think I'm. Hopefully, I'm not out of batteries. Yeah. I don't have my iPhone plugged in, and it's today, and so it may be going down on the batteries, but hopefully not. SIRI. Yeah, yeah. Let's get a quote on that. Yeah. Okay. Sirius XM. Ooh. 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 Wow. Wow. Well, God. This is weird. This is kind of interesting to me. Let me just blow this chart up a bit And let's kind of analyze it together here. Let's see. Okay. I mean, by the way, if you want to see these charts, I'm simulcasting on um, TikTok, on Periscope, pscp.tv/Dallas Trading Floor, and on YouTube, youtube.com/Dallas Trading Floor. Wow. Okay. Well, you know what? This has moved above the 200-day moving average. It is definitely showing some weakness today, but the thing to do before this might be a buy. There was a lot of strength in this move here. It's moving back to the 200-day moving average. The thing is to see in the next 2 or 3 days whether or not it holds this 200-day moving average. Currently, for those who can't look at the chart, the 200-day moving average is about at it looks like about $6.45. This is a really inexpensive stock, and SiriusXM does have it does have market. I mean, this is interesting. I wouldn't have I wouldn't have picked one. The volumes are down a little bit. I'm just trying to look at yeah, it's being acquired. This might be. Oh, I see. Okay, that's why I didn't realize it. Okay, so they completed Pandora. They bought Pandora. Okay, well, Okay, Spotify. Okay, the podcast market is huge. Look at that. Wow. Okay. It's on the leadership board. Wow. Okay. Well, thank you for that. I appreciate you bringing that to my attention. That that's a watch lister right there. That's a watch lister. That's definitely a watch lister. Wow, you could really, you could really make some money with this one because it's so cheap and yet it has a fairly decent composite rating, and the chart is not horrible. Which I always look for the chart being. If the chart's horrible, I typically, you know what? Maybe try to go in with. Wow, after hours, it's up after hours. It just closed at 6:33, and it's up after. Well, a little bit down. It's right about that 6:33. This might be a winner. I would want to see how it reacts to the 200-day moving average, and this is the real tell here for me. If it moves, it looks like the 200-day. It's right at the 200-day moving average. That's why it closed at 6:33. That makes sense. It's right at the 200-day moving average. If tomorrow, if it moves, if it bounces off that, then it's a buy. If it doesn't, then don't. But look to see that one may bounce. Yeah, not bad. Siri, hey, thanks. Okay, RTX and okay. Let's see, Nikola Motors. Okay. Yeah, I was talking about Siri right there. Just, I'm sorry. It's hard to see this because, online you can see the chart and it's easy to see what I'm talking about. But unfortunately, on TikTok, which I really like, a lot of people tune into TikTok with me. It's a little bit harder to see it because, of course, I don't have the chart up, and it sounds like I'm just you can't actually see what I'm talking about sometimes. So it's a little bit weird. But that's Siri, and definitely think that that's good. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so I have another question. I'm going to basically go back to, let's see. And this is interesting. Hey, thanks. Is it thanks, is it Gurov Kale? Thanks for coming in on YouTube. Really appreciate it. Okay, OPSEU and NEBUU, same as VTIQ. Seems like simply flight. Well, VTIQ actually was a acquisition pool for Nikola, and of course that's what happens is they put money into it. It's a blind pool, and then they merge with them, and then hopefully everything goes well, and the stock is then funded that way. That's sometimes a way to get a listing on a stock as well. So let me look at OPESU. Let me just take a quick gander at that to see kind of where we're at in terms of the chart on that. Let's see if I'm getting anything on that. No, I'm not. Okay, maybe I put it in wrong. OPESU. Let me see. OPESU. Okay, let's see if that comes up. Well, I'm not finding that. Okay, let's try that. Let's try the other one. NEBUU. Nope, no results found. So, I don't know. These don't seem to be listed at the point at this time. So, I can't tell you. I can't tell you with that. So sorry about that. All right, what is the other platform I can watch? Well, I'm currently on TikTok, and that is, of course, and you're watching it on TikTok. But I'm also on Periscope, and I really like Periscope because it seems to work really well, and it's pscp.tv/Dallas Trading Floor, and I'm live on there right now. So you could just go over there and see the charts that I'm putting up, and that's kind of a way to kind of get an idea of it. Okay. Any thoughts on GNUS? Let me take a look at GNUS right now. GNUS. All right. I just always want to look at. Yeah, this is Genius Brands. This is an interesting one. I'm not a big fan of retail, but this is down a little bit today. Let me put that up. Let me put that chart up here so that you can kind of get an idea of that. But here's the chart. It definitely had a blow off top. Here's the thing. This is a classic what they call blow off top, and typically what happens on stocks like this is that when they go up a lot of times they're heavily shorted, and once they're heavily shorted, then there's a short cover. This is a real issue when you're dealing with a stock that is relatively thinly traded. So let me take a look and see how. I just want to take a look to see what's the volume on it. Yeah, this is not. Here's the thing with a stock like this, and you got to be very careful and look at the volume that's traded. Um, it it the volume is up. It does have good volume. 68 million shares changing hands, but there was a blow off top because this was being shorted, and then as it came up, people sold out, and basically the suckers got screwed. But yeah, I think that you got to be careful on this one. It just seems like it's being manipulated to me. How much is your portfolio man in the last 6 months? Um, I very very much so. Very good. As a matter of fact, I'm going down to Austin over the July 4th holiday. I'm going to buy some land down there because of what I've done in the markets so far this year. So, anyways, not to be a showboat or anything like that, but I've done well. Yeah, I've done pretty good. What's the other platform I can on? Okay, so Siri, Siri, this is really. Thank you for that. Thank you for that input. I wasn't watching Siri before. I wasn't watching Sirius XM. I thought they were left for dead after the Howard Stern deal. I thought that that would be the end of the company, but apparently not. Apparently they're doing good, and they acquired Pandora, which was a smart move. So there you go. So I'm gonna go back over and look at Siri. Gonna show you that chart again because I really like this one, and normally I'm kind of a picky guy. I don't like everything, but I like this chart. This has got a cup. I'd like to see a handle form here, but at $6.32 with this kind of volume, I think, hey, this is kind of I'm kind of liking this one. So, anyways, I'm going to have to shine off here because the battery on my iPhone is going. So I will see you tomorrow, 2:30, and also on TikTok, and on YouTube, and on Periscope. And everybody here that is watching me on Periscope, thank you very much. And I'm also on YouTube, youtube.com/Dallas Trading Floor. And if you want to, if you're interested in looking at getting my trades of the day, I'll show you in just a second. Here we go. Yeah, get on our mailing list. It's Dallas Trading Floor, www.Dallas Trading Floor, and we can send you out information. It's totally free. Nothing to buy, as they always say. Nothing to buy, and you know, I hope that I hope that you'll be seeing us soon. So I'm just going to put my pointer up there. Yeah, and if you want, I'm always available. 214-233-5087, and I do answer questions as well. So that could be kind of a good way to get some of your questions answered. All right. I missed what you said. Okay. All right. Well, it's been nice, everybody. Thank you so much for watching us live. And I'm gonna probably do the I'm gonna be signing off right now, but I'll be back tomorrow, hopefully with some profitable trades. And just keep the faith, you know keep safe, and I will be seeing you probably tomorrow at the same time.